Black women on any given day put tons of products in our hair. Deep conditioners, leave-in conditioners, relaxers, gel, edge control. We don't just wake up like this. But looking this good could come with a steep price. And I'm not talking about money, honey. Today's baggage, hazardous hair products. If we're talking black hair products, we gotta talk about chemicals. Know this, black folks have tremendous spending power. In fact, we spend about $1.2 trillion a year on average. Y'all, this is $1.2 trillion that we have to spend on stuff. And when it comes to the ethnic hair market, we've got that on a lock. In 2017, African Americans were responsible for $54 million of the $63 million spent in the ethnic hair industry. And the black dollar is valued at $473 million in the general hair care industry. But this should be no surprise. It's pretty well known that for better or worse, black women love to maintain their mane. Maybe it's because we've been indoctrinated with Eurocentric standards of beauty from before we could even comb our own hair. Straight hair was deemed beautiful, so for decades, black women spent much of their time and resources making sure that their hair met the standard. Fried, dyed, and laid to the side. But in the 1970s, the Black Power movement spread ideologies of pride and self-love. Black women moved away from chemically straightened hair and wore their hair naturally as an act of resistance. Today you'll notice that there's a resurgence of the natural hair movement. We're embracing an array of textures and styles, but Garnier ain't cutting it and we gotta keep the curls popping. Hence the never-ending hunt for the perfect hair care product. With all the money that we pour into hair care and the shelves of products we lather into our scalps, what does this mean for our health?
Black women are some of the most overexposed and underprotected to toxic chemicals in personal care products.
This is Marissa Chan. She's the Environmental Research and Policy Manager at Black Women Wellness LA, a nonprofit that aims to promote the health and health services of black women. Her organization partnered with the Silent Spring Institute for a 2016 study looking at 18 different hair products. Their findings were disturbing.
There are a lot of toxic chemicals in black women's hair products. To name a few, one would be formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a carcinogen or a cancer-causing agent, and it is found quite often in Brazilian blowouts, as well as it's off-gassed from a lot of preservatives. Sodium and calcium hydroxide are found in hair perms or hair relaxers, and they can cause burns or lesions and let other toxic chemicals into your body through the burns or lesions. And lastly, I would say phthalates are a toxic chemical. These phthalates are hormone mimickers, and they can impact your reproductive health depending on time of exposure.
The study also found high concentrations of endocrine disruptors, or chemicals that mimic hormones that naturally occur in our bodies, in the various products. Endocrine disruptors are linked to health effects like reproductive disorders, early puberty, birth defects, asthma, and cancer. Some of the biggest offenders have been around forever and even have us sing in their jingles. Tell me if you know this one.
Just for me. Now conditioning relaxer cream. Just for me.
Just for Me is a hair relaxing kit that's marketed to black girls. And through the study, we found that there were over 19 endocrine disrupting chemicals, 14 developmental toxics, and 4 carcinogens in these products marketed to black girls.
According to Black Women Wellness, girls who used chemical hair oils, perms, and even detanglers were more likely to experience early puberty. And get this, it's not just the creamy crack that's toxic. The same study found that it's the itty-bitty bottled shampoo that comes with the Just For Me relaxer that had all the chemicals.
It's especially egregious because when you walk into stores, Just For Me is found on the bottom shelf, which is easily accessible for young black girls. The packaging is really bright and colorful, and it draws girls in.
Through reached out to Just For Me for comment, they didn't respond. Hold up, does the FDA know anything about this?
Yes, the FDA is well aware of all of the toxic chemicals found in these personal care products. The FDA doesn't regulate because they don't have the power or authority to determine what goes into products.
So the FDA doesn't require manufacturers to register their products. And they legally don't have the authority to approve cosmetic labels before they hit the market, but they do regulate products through a voluntary cosmetic registration program.
I am so glad I found a product I can use on my sensitive scalp.
And it's formulated without lime.
Contains no sodium hydroxide.
And it feels so nice and silky.
The hair care industry is well aware of black women's desire to look good and buy up all the products. Black hair care is booming, but what happens when the industry doesn't have our best interests at heart? When the products that are a mainstay in our communities are laden with toxins? When companies to which we've been so loyal betray us? The reality is that we're human beings and we're being taken advantage of. There has to be a way to look good without putting our health at risk. After all, our hair is our crown, but our body is our temple. Like my hair's been fried, dyed, and blow dried. I'm faithful years of hair wear and tear. Ooh, girl, what happened to your hair? Ooh, girl, what happened to your hair? Ooh.